Hey y'all, Paul, Kilo Juliet 5 Golf, Kilo the Southern Ham, and today we're back out here on the screen porch to look at something that I have found. I'm telling you, it was by accident. But let's start at the beginning. So I own, like many of you I'm sure, a Ford F-150 pickup truck. That's my POTA wagon. Well, Ford decided a number of years ago that their F-150 would be an aluminum body. All the body panels will be made of aluminum. Lighter weight, get it, fuel efficiency, and it works. However, it's not magnetic, so the idea of putting a mag mount on the roof just doesn't work. So I'm sure that a lot of you had the same conundrum that I did. I didn't want to drill holes in my truck. I just wanted to be able to mount an antenna quick, like a ham stick, to be able to do a POTA activation, pull into a park, mount a ham stick, get on the air and get it done. And but I struggled with the mounting option, and so a little research and digging around, and of course, as you all know, everything's available on Amazon, right? Somewhere along the way I ran across what I have found to be an absolutely fantastic solution to this issue, and this is it. So I'm going to show you some close-up pictures. But this is the mount. It's a suction cup mount, similar, I guess, to what would be used to carry large, panes of glass, where they do the suction cup thing with two of them, and it makes a handle. Well, this is a single, okay, and it's got a 3/8-24 adapter on the top, SO239 on the bottom, and I'll show you close-up pictures. Well, the really cool thing about this mount is that the suction cup it's incredibly strong. And we'll go out to the truck and I'll show you how easy this thing is to mount. You can put this whole system on in a matter of seconds. It uses this blue plunger right here, which you only have to pump a few times to get it to adhere. Obviously, if you're, where you're mounting it, you want it to be a clean surface. But the really cool thing about this mount is you can mount it on the rear glass, you can mount it on the fender, you can mount it on the tailgate, you can mount it on the roof of the truck, you can mount it on the hood of the truck. Anywhere you have enough surface to cover the width of the suction cup and you have a clean surface, it will adhere. I have field tested this thing. I mounted it on my truck about 2 weeks ago. I have put over 2,000 miles running this thing mounted to my rear glass. I have put it through a car wash. Yeah, put it through the car wash just to make sure that the roller brushes wouldn't knock it off or anything like that. Now, to give you a little more detail about it, it comes with a 6-foot grounding strap, a 1/2-inch braided grounding strap. The grounding strap attaches to a center bolt right here. I think you can see that on the close-up view. Attaches right there, and you do have to assemble the clamp by spreading out the little wings and putting the screw in, and you have to put this on the, it doesn't come with the clamp mounted, but the clamp is used to attach it to the truck somewhere where you can get a good ground plane connection. In the application that I used, traveling over 2,000 miles to Washington, D.C. and back, and doing a couple of POTA activations with ham sticks on this mount, I ran the braid between the bed of the truck and the cab, and I'll show you that on the truck, and wrapped the braided ground cable around the leaf spring behind the leaves so it didn't get caught up and get pinched, but behind that, and I'll show you a picture of that, and then clamped to the leaf spring bolt and kind of worked it in to make sure I got a good strong connection. I was able to tune all of my ham sticks, 10, 15, 20, 40, and 75 on this mount. of course, that, you know ham sticks, they're very finicky, so you have to kind of adjust them a little bit, but I got them all where I need them with no problem with this ground plane strap. This thing is just an incredible mount. It's so versatile. You can see here, and again, I have close-up pictures, but right here is where you can adjust the pitch. So in all honesty, I don't know if you can tell by looking at that, but the back glass of an F-150 is not perfectly vertical. It's tilted in just a little bit. So I had to cant the connector back just a little bit to make it perfectly vertical. And you could do that in any configuration. If you mounted it on the hood, you would simply pivot this to a completely vertical 90 degrees to get it vertical on top of the roof or the hood, whatever. You can mount it, again, like I say, on the tailgate, anywhere you got a good clean body surface or glass surface that's good and clean, this thing will mount. It comes with this protective cover for when not in use. You simply put it in here and pop it in to keep it protected, which is very handy. And it does come with a run, I believe it's 15 feet of RG58 coax comes with it. If you wanted to make it a permanent mobile install, you could do that as well. They call it a travel mount. I don't know. Would you want to put it on your vehicle and leave it permanently? Maybe not. Certainly it could be easily stolen, and that was a concern that I had, because it's very easy to take off, and all you got to do is unclamp the ground strap. Of course, if your ground strap was a little more difficult to get to, that might be harder to do in terms of the theft thing. But it just, and look, I'm talking about the Ford F-150 with the aluminum body panels, but in all honesty, this thing will work on any vehicle. Any vehicle, it's just that versatile. And not only would it work on any vehicle, in all honesty, you could mount it on an apartment window if you had like a fire escape or some good metal object that could be your ground plane or give you a grounding connection. Any kind of application where you have that ability to mount it and get it grounded, this thing will work. Now, one little thing that I did do, and maybe the manufacturer will see this because I think it's a good idea. I took these little covers that ABR Industries, the ABR Coax sells, and I put these on here in this configuration because it keeps the weather out. So, and they do not come off. They ride, they've been on there for 2,000 miles and they don't come off. So this is a fantastic product. Watch till the end of the video and I'll show you the price, and I'll put a link to where you can get one down in the description. I have no affiliation with the manufacturer or with Amazon, but I want those of you that might be interested to have an easy way of getting one. But let's go out to the truck and see what it looks like in terms of the different mounting configurations, and then how easy it is to install from start to finish, and then we'll come back in here and wrap that up. Okay, let's take a look at how long it takes to mount this to the truck, safe for portable operation. So I've pulled into a park, we want to get it mounted. Simply come here, hold it against the glass, and you keep pumping the little blue plunger until you can hear it. It doesn't plunge anymore. It's on there. Simply take the rubber band off of the grounding strap. And in this application, I would run it down between the truck bed and the cab, and I'll show you what it looks like under there, which takes seconds. So easy to do, so easy to do. And it's on there. I mean, it is rock solid. Simply take this off. Again, this was my ad, the little ABR covers, and pop your ham stick but I'll be honest with you, the manufacturer doesn't recommend it. And obviously you would never do this mobile going down the road, but I put my SS17 Chameleon 17-foot whip on this thing at a park, extended it, had to lower it a little bit, got it tuned in less than 1.4 to 1. So it's extremely, not just ham sticks, but you can use whips on it as well, as long as you're portable. Manufacturer recommends nothing longer than, I think, 9 feet. Don't hold me to that. But certainly you could run, and I have put the ham sticks on it and run down the road without any problem at all at highway speeds. This thing is just extremely, extremely versatile. So that's how easy it is to put on the truck. Let's look at some pictures of mounting it in different configurations. All right, to sum things up, let's talk about who makes this thing. So this beautiful antenna mount is made by a company called Look North Designs. Look North Designs. I found it on Amazon. The current price as we speak is $110 on Amazon. I'll be honest with you, I just think it's worth it. And I've told you in the past, if you follow my channel, if I run across a piece of kit that I think has value, I'm going to bring it to you. I'm not the most technical guy. I'm not doing radio reviews and those kind of things. But this is a very practical piece of kit, regardless of whether you drive an Ford F-150 or any other vehicle. It just is a very versatile kit when you want to use, for example, a ham stick or mount your 17-foot on your truck for a quick portable operation in and out of a park. Or if you're making a trip and maybe the wife doesn't want, you're going in her car. You're not in your vehicle where you have all your radio equipment, but you want to travel and maybe she has a Suburban or you know, a Honda Pilot. Doesn't matter what kind of vehicle it might be. You want to go in her vehicle that doesn't have antenna mounts. You can pop this thing on for the trip, put your ham stick on, sit your radio on the back seat, and get it powered up, and you're ready to go. So it's just extremely versatile. Again, I thought it would be of value to you. I appreciate y'all. Give me your comments. Tell me what you think about this thing. Does it have a place in portable operations? Tell me what you think. I'm sold on it. I've used it. I've done several activations with my ham sticks to test this thing out. I've traveled, I've put 2,000 miles on it, been through the car wash, as I told you, and it works. It works. It's a solid mount, very well constructed, and Look North Designs put some real smarts into putting this thing together. So anyway, give me your comments in the comment section down below. If you like what you see on the channel, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you would. That really encourages me to bring content to you, and I do appreciate y'all coming along. 73.